have a question, please get my attention, and we'll try and get through as many as we can. We've got the roving mics as well, so please wait for those. Who wants to start us off? Craig Howe, in the middle. Thank you.
Eddie, you asked for more from yourself, more from your players. I dare say I think you got it, yeah?
Yeah, great response from the players. I have to pay tribute to them tonight. I think they really did inspire each other and help each other. I thought it was one of our best performances of the season. It's a dominant display. Showed our quality. We had players going down with cramp at the end and showing signs that we had maxed out on the pitch. That's all I ever ask. Very grateful to have the group of players that I have. I think they're terrific professionals and a great day for us.
There was a moment at the end there when you celebrated with the supporters. You haven't ordinarily done that mid-season. Is that in the context of what's gone before, perhaps a little bit of relief, emotion coming out?
Well, as a fact, I was pushed to the front and I had no choice, really. It's not really my style, but I think in that moment, I think it was probably more in recognition for the fact that we haven't won away enough. Our supporters have travelled far and wide to watch us, and we feel like we've let them down on a few occasions. So nice today that we get that moment to celebrate with them, and not just me, but the players get a chance. Some of the new players get a chance to experience the love from the fans. That was a special connection. I'm grateful it's still there.
Thank you. Craig, just behind you, so Tom, please. Thank you.
Just on that, Jacob Ramsey, first goal for the club, really passionately celebrating in front of the fans. How big a moment was that for him, and a reward for what has been a solid few games for him?
Yeah, I think that was really good performance from JJ. Joe Willock, Bruno in our midfield. I thought we were really, really good in there. I thought we showed good energy, really good control. JJ was excellent, takes the ball in any moment, takes the ball under pressure and is really reliable with it. And in that position, you need to score. I thought it was a great finish from him with his left foot, and fitting reward really, because I think he has improved. I think his performances have been getting slowly better and stronger. I think he's a really talented player, and I'm delighted for him.
Bruno came off just at the end there. How is he doing?
I'm not sure. He's a little bit worried. I think that he's not. He said he's never had a problem with his hamstrings before. So is it cramp? Was it a muscle problem? Probably feels more of an injury to me. But let's wait and see. Let's try and stay positive at this moment.
Tom, just across to Jordan, please. We'll go to Gary Cottrell, please.
Eddie, hello, over here. Nice to see you.
Hi, Gary.
Congratulations. Obviously, outside the North East, unfortunately, the headlines aren't going to be your performance, but the fact that Spurs lost again and the boos, and you're getting sacked in the morning from the home fans towards Thomas Frank. As a fellow manager, how do you feel when you hear that directed towards one of your colleagues?
Well, I think you know the fine reality of this job is that could be any of us at any moment, and it's not nice. I think when you look at Tottenham and you look at their injury list, it's an incredible list of players that they're missing, and I think that's really, really difficult for Thomas. I think he's an outstanding manager. I've come up against him many times. I think he's got all the attributes to be a top manager for this football club, and I hope he gets the time to show that.
Thank you. Jordan?
Yeah, Craig mentioned the moment at the end there, but just how special was that for you, given that everything that's happened and been said over the last few days?
Yeah, I just love the feeling of winning, and I love the feeling of winning for the players, for my staff, for the supporters, and of course for myself, because ultimately we're working to win, and if you're not achieving that, as I said in our last game, you feel like you're letting everybody down. So that was a great feeling. It was a great moment for us because we need to use it, we need to harness it, all the spirit that we showed today, we need to harness it for our next games.
Not just Jacob Ramsey, felt like a big performance from Anthony Elanga tonight. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I thought Anthony Elanga was really good. Jacob Ramsey was really good. I could probably go through the whole team, and again, I could probably go through the whole team on our previous games and say we weren't so good. Go through the whole team today and say it was really positive performances. I thought Malik and Sven at the back were outstanding. So yeah, really pleased with Anthony up front. So yeah, the whole team did really well.
We'll go to Scott Wilson and then to Lee Ryder, please.
You touched on Anthony up front there, Eddie. Obviously, you played that way at Liverpool, and it kind of got lost because of what happened at the end of the game. But actually, for half an hour there, it worked really well, and you looked really dangerous. It feels like, at the very least, it's another option you've got now. That's a way that you can play that's a little bit different to maybe how you have been set up earlier in the season.
Yep, I think it's a valid option for us. I think Anthony has done really well there this season whenever he's played, and actually the team's done well off the back of that. Now, we haven't always scored the goals that a lot of our performances have deserved. I go back to the Liverpool game before he got sent off. Probably our best half an hour that we'd had, and we could have scored a number of goals. So it hasn't quite clicked in front of goal, but in some senses his mobility and his legs and his desire to press has made the team play better. So that's why I went with it today, and it's got a fluid look about it. He can drift wide, he can come lower, but he's got that pace that threatens the opponent's back line. So I was delighted with his attitude and his work rate today, and I thought the team responded well to it.
Thanks, Scott. We'll go to Lee and then just down at the front, please. Lee?
Eddie, you've touched on it before. It takes a while for some signings to settle in, but a great moment, as you say, for Ramsey and Elanga tonight to really show their worth. And I guess they'll just get stronger and stronger as the season goes on.
Yeah, I mean, the idea behind the signings, they're good ages. They'll only get better. They're really good athletes. They've got pace and the legs that we feel are really important, especially the way the Premier League's going. It's only getting quicker and quicker, and the demands are getting greater. So I'm really enthusiastic about what their future can look like here. Of course, time will tell, as I've said. We need to give them time and the patience to develop. I keep saying that the lack of training has slowed their development, but I think they're beginning to feel at home in the team. And I think once you feel part of it and you feel integral to how the team plays, I think you can only get better.
Just on Lewis Miley, he wasn't in from the start. Fans before the game were like worried that he wasn't. That just shows you how far he's come on, that people are so concerned by his absence.
Lewis Miley?
Yeah.
Sorry, I lost that in the middle part.
The fans were concerned that he wasn't playing tonight.
Yeah.
Shows you how far he's come in a short space of time for that to be a situation.
Yeah, well, we're missing him massively. I mean, he's a huge player for us. So, of course, is Joe Linton in our midfield. I mean, they're two high-level players, and of course, we've spoke many times about the defensive injuries that we've had this season. We just hope we haven't lost Bruno. That would be the real negative of the night.
Thank you. Go to the front and we'll finish with Kieran
Eddie,
Kelly, please.
you've touched on it, but you went with a very pacey front three tonight. Can you just explain your thinking behind it?
Yeah, we wanted to play with quite a fluid front line. We wanted to play with pace on transitions. We wanted to press aggressively, and to do that you have to have quick and mobile players. So all added to the mix. I thought they all played well, and they all showed their strengths with the legs. I think that's pivotal to playing away from home. We haven't always had that this season. I think we've looked a little bit off of our normal level, so today was definitely a twist in the right direction.
Thank you. Kieran, to finish.
Did you have a bit of soul searching to do after the Brentford game? What have these last couple of days been like for you personally?
I think a bit's an understatement, to be honest. I think whenever you're in the moment that we were in, you have to take stock of everything. And as I said after the press conference at Brentford, that wasn't an act. That was me being very real and very genuine in terms of how I felt. And I'll say it again, I've got to believe that I am the right person to be in the job with all the sacrifices that it entails, and I've got to feel the players are playing for me. And today they showed that they are, but that has to be consistent moving forward.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, what does it mean when you see the players respond like that? I'm sure the noise has got into them, but they didn't let it affect them in a negative way.
No, if anything, they used it in a positive way, because I think it's brought us closer together and it's reinforced relationships and made us all look inward, made us all look at what we're doing and how we can do it better. This is a really tough job that we're doing. We're at the very highest level. You constantly ask new questions, and we're playing a game schedule that we're playing every 3 days, and sometimes that can feel like you can't breathe, you can't reset, and you're being asked to play again and again. And that's why we rotated the squad to a degree today, to try and just freshen a couple of players up so they can really find their top form. We need to try and have the ability to do that more if we can get a few players back from injury. We're desperate to be successful. All adds to the mix.
Sorry, last one, Tom Barkley.
Hi, Eddie. Spurs are obviously in a difficult position in the league. You've had generally a lot of success since you've been to Newcastle, but obviously your final season at Bournemouth didn't go the way you wanted it to. How difficult is it when things start conspiring against you, you're not winning games, to turn it around at that point when this league is so competitive and it's so difficult to sort of reverse your direction of travel?
Yeah, it's not easy because momentum is very tough to get and it's easy to lose. I think, in my experience, the times I've really struggled to get results has been down to injuries. There's probably the main reason, and I think that's exactly where Tottenham are currently. And so I have a lot of sympathy for Thomas and his staff because, as I said, you look at the list of players they have, you've probably got a really strong Premier League team that are missing. So I think you need your players to really fight for you, as I feel my players did for me today. And you need to have that honesty in the group that they, when the chips are down, they're there for you. And I think that's the hallmark of the leadership of the group that I have. And that's all I can speak about, really.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Hello, Thomas. If you forgive me, I'd like to start at the end. You must have heard the crowd's reaction towards you, boos, and you're getting sacked in the morning. How do you feel when you hear that? Are you just fed up of it now?
I understand the fans' frustration. We are in a position we don't want to be in. That we're working very hard day and night to change. And I also think it's a situation now the club has been in, it's fair to say, almost 2 years, and ended last season as well. Clearly a pattern that we struggle to manage Europe and Premier League. And that's something me, the team, the club, the players, we need to learn to do even better physically and mentally to deal with that. And part of that, of course, is the 11 injuries, or now 10, plus a suspension, plus another one today, which of course doesn't help in a situation like that. And then we face, yes, a Newcastle team that is, you can say, struggling a little bit lately. But if you look at the team they put on the pitch, compared to what they've done the last 3 years, I think it's fair to say it's quite different to us. I think Newcastle were more on top first half. I think we came back in it very well. And then I think it was a little bit symbolic for a season that we had a transition going one way, and then we missed past it, and then went the other way, and we defended badly for the 2-1 goal.
It could have been bad enough. Could have been even worse. I think Manchester United at the London Stadium equalised with one of the last kicks of the match. So West Ham gain a point on you in that battle for you to stay well clear of the relegation zone. Obviously, I think you go down another place below Leeds. There's now 12 games before the best team in England come here. 12 days before the best team in England come here. Will you used to be in charge for the Arsenal game, do you think?
Yeah, I'm convinced there will be. We all, and I think I understand the question. I understand it's easy to point on me, but I also think it's never only the head coach, or the ownership, or the directors, or the players, or the staff. It's everyone. If you do something right, you will build something that can last. Of course, we are not in a top position now. Everyone knows, directors, ownership, myself, what position we are in and what we need to improve and what we need to do better. And that's what we're working very hard on.
But they can hear the boos, and they can hear the reaction of the crowd as well.
I guess so, yeah.
Hi, Thomas. Eddie Howe's just been in here. He knows what it's like to have gone down with Bournemouth, and he talked about how injuries can play a massive part. The thing that you've just talked about. How much do the hierarchy understand all of those points from your perspective?
They, of course, they understand that. I think everyone can see that you can just put the 11 players that is out in a lineup, and then you can compare the two teams, and then you guys can judge which player is out. So of course that affects things, but it's my job to how can you say, do everything we can to find solutions with the players available.
Eddie also talked about needing, in these difficult times, players to give everything for you, to be there when the chips are down. Do you feel like your players are giving you everything at the moment?
Yeah, if you see them out there, I think they're running very, very hard. I think it's tough for them. It is tough. Hey, football and life is tough at times. It's just the way it is. And when you have things going against you, you need to show resilience. You need to show your true color. And we are definitely tested to show that.
And just lastly, another injury to Wilson Odobert. It looked a nasty one. I mean, did you have any update of what the situation is with Wilson?
No, not yet. I hope it's nothing too serious, but I don't know. I don't know what it can be. Of course, I hope there's not a serious injury to a 20-year-old young player.
Hi, Thomas. You mentioned about Newcastle coming here kind of low in confidence. It seems like it's a theme, though, that clubs come here on a poor run and low in confidence, and they kind of turn it around here. Why do you think that is?
I think if you take, maybe there's a theme. I think we've lost definitely too many games at home. That's no doubt about that. We see a Newcastle team, a very experienced Newcastle team. There's been in various situations, so they also know how to get out of situations like this, or whatever the situation they were in. But again, I think they were more on top first half. We're coming back, equalizing 1-1, and that stage is an open game, and that's where we need to understand. And there we can't. Yes, we need to do everything we can to win, but we can't concede a goal like we concede a goal.
Yeah, obviously injuries have to be taken into account, but with the attacking play, I mean, 2 shots on target, relying on a set-piece goal again. I mean, how disappointing is it that it doesn't seem to be attacking patterns of play and things like that?
I think the injuries need to be massively taken into consideration. I haven't really said it too much, but I think everyone can see that impacting things.
Just the last one on Paulinho not starting the game but coming on at half-time. What was the reasoning behind him not starting?
I think you take decisions sometimes, but he did very well when he came on. No doubt about that.
Craig, please.
Hi, Thomas. How convinced are you that you are the man? You said there you're convinced you'll be in charge for the Arsenal game, but how convinced are you within yourself that you are the right man? Is there any doubt whatsoever? Do you still have that belief within you?
1,000% sure. I'm also 1,000% sure that I never expected us to be in a situation like this, with 11, 12 injuries on the back end of this and what we have been facing. But I know when you need to build something and you need to get through things, you need to show unbelievable strong resilience. I think it's fair to say there's a few before me up here, not only for Tottenham, but in many other clubs that have lost their head many times. And I think you need to have a calm head, carry on, keep fighting, keep doing the right thing, make sure we stick together, because you can only get through this together. And that's the board, that's the leaders, that's the players, that's the staff, that's me, that's the fans. We only get through this together.
Matt, to finish, please.
Thomas, I totally accept that it's not one man, and what you say about it being a variety of different things and different people, and also the injuries. But do you accept that if the club continue to get closer to the relegation zone, they're going to be forced to do something? And with the greatest respect, the manager's the only thing that can change at this point of the season.
I understand the mechanism in football, no doubt about that. But I also think there's a lot of studies that it's not necessarily the right thing to do. I know it's the only movement they have, but there's also plenty of situations where it's not the right thing to do. And the only thing I'll focus on is fighting, do the right thing together with everyone else.
Is there any sense of panic about relegation around the club or the squad?
There is, we of course understand we're not in a good situation, but with everything in life, you need to stay calm, keep doing it, and keep going.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.